Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the worst reviews ever. I got Wally in here, amazing, and myself, the sophisticated jerk. So today we're gonna be reviewing Meet Be at the next Christmas. So I'll go ahead and let me pull up these slides for this. So Meet Me Next Christmas is a 2024 American Christmas romantic comedy film directed by Rusty Cundiff and written by Molly Halderman and Camila Rubis. So the summary for this is: in pursuit of a fairy tale romance with a man of her dreams, Layla must race through New York City to get her hands on the hottest tickets in town, the sold out Pentatonix Christmas Eve concert. All right. So the directors and producers for this movie, directed by, once again, Rusty Cundiff and produced by Mark Roberts. So the cast for this movie: Christian Milian as Layla, Duvall Ellis as Teddy, Mitch Grassi as Mitch, Scott Hoyen as Scott, Christine Maldonado as Kristen, Kevin Osolo as Kevin, Matt Saley as Matt, Tamika Tafari as Roxy, and Coffee Sarobi as James. So, all right, we're gonna jump into the rating scale. What's going on, Fred?
What's going on?
So, all right, we'll start from the top. So, my rating for this movie, I'm gonna give it a 6.4. So I'm in a good territory. All right, Wally, what's your rating?
You could have just worked your way. You could have just worked the bottom from the way up. I don't know, man. It's so contradicting of this movie. Like, ugh. Oh, let me look at my notes again to make sure. Okay, yeah. I might go up, but I'm gonna keep it at a 6 for right now.
Okay, so Wally's in between average and good. Amazing. What's your score?
I was going with 8.
An 8?
See, this is why I said I might go up. Nah, it already started.
So amazing. 8. Definitely delusional on this one. And Casey Fred.
Hey, I'm going with a 7.5.
Okay, 7.5.
Yeah,
so
another reason why
Casey Fred's in very good territory. Amazing was on very good, excellent. Damn, y'all must love some Christmas. Because I'm definitely probably gonna drop. But we'll let Amazing go first, since she's the outlier on this one, the highest.
Oh, trust me. Hey, at least she ain't said 10. We all know who said 10 on this. So
oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Hey, shout out to Manic.
All right, Amazing.
Okay,
go ahead.
So I picked 8 because I love Pentatonix.
Oh wow.
I was actually supposed to go to their concert. I looked at tickets, and the only tickets they had in our area I was flying in that day, and I knew like it would have been cutting it close. So I was pretty sad. Anyways, that's the main reason, because I love Pentatonix. They're one of 2 of my favorite Christmas groups. Also, I like Christina Milian, of course. Like, she does these movies amazingly. Would I recommend this movie to anyone? Absolutely. What did I think about the plot and storyline? So the other reason I just kind of like this movie a little more than the average like Christmas rom-com, because I did think they put in a couple little kind of twists in there. So I had to write them down so I wouldn't forget. And they had some pretty, like, I found like some little amusing parts. So one of the twists I thought was funny was when James like is like how they kind of like it's like a little foreshadowing, I guess, or in the beginning, because he didn't even know who Pentatonix was. So she had to, Layla's character had to tell him who Pentatonix was, but then like they have their little connection or whatever. And I think it's funny because he said, and I was like, wait a minute, this dirty dog. Because when they were at the airport or whatever, he said, somehow if we both end up single, which tells me this dude was not even like single either. So he was also in a relationship because he said if we both end up single somehow next Christmas, I was like, oh my gosh, typical. And then you see him at the end with the flowers. And they make you think, and I really did think he was waiting for her this whole time, but then he has the other girl come around the corner and it shows up. So I'm like, wait a minute, I wonder if, because then he tells her that was the girl from the airport. And I'm like, I wonder if she was the girl he was dating while he was trying to talk to the girl at the airport. I just thought there's like a couple.
Why are you hating? That man was exercising options. That was a high value man. He was exercising options. Why are you hating on that guy?
I think he just said it.
Well, maybe. I just thought like you don't normally see that like in the rom-com. Like normally he would have just been sad and walked away. I did like it though. Like I will give it. I will like I liked it. It was just different. So, but normally it is. It's like the sad guy just walks away with his flower. So I did kind of like the way that played out. I really liked Teddy's character on how they kind of, they got him in the flannels and kind of like downplaying him at first. And then when he starts cooking and he looks all buff, I was like, ooh, they were making them look cute together. So I liked that. I thought it was funny. So one of the scenes I also liked was when Teddy goes to his job. And he's basically like bribing everybody because he sucks at his job with all of his amazing treats. And he was like, gluten layers on the top. And then he was like, nothing says Christmas like a colitis flare up. So I thought that like gave me a good laugh. And but I think it also went to show like the time and energy. I feel like chefs for sure, like all people that are like super into food, I think are very, very, very cognizant about allergies. And then, so, he kind of was like the gluten-free stuff. And then he remembered her peanut allergy. So I just thought like a lot of that was just like cute little things that came into play. What else do I have here? Oh, Derek cheating at Layla's house because his maid was cleaning up his spot. But then I was like, oh, shouldn't have went for Derek, which Derek also was like good looking. So they would have made a cute couple together. But I don't know if you guys caught like the friend was like the doctor. And I was like, should have known. Let's see here. I don't want to take all the seats. I have a couple more, but I'll wait. So let's see. Of course, all the Pentatonix singing stood out because I love them. It really did make me also think though, like I wonder when they hang out with each other because their voices just like go so well together. Like if they really talk to each other like that. Because I thought it was kind of funny how the manager would be super annoyed, like I don't have time for you. And Pentatonix really has actually blown up because I had never heard of them up until several years ago. My sister went to a concert with my nephew and it was like super cheap at the time. And they were just like outside, went to this like little outside concert and she sent me a clip and I thought they were amazing then. So I just really liked them a lot. So all of those scenes stuck out, but I really like them for Christmas time. That's when I listen to them. They do all music, but I just really like the Christmas feel of it. If I was the director or producer, what would I change or do differently? I don't know. I mean, maybe give a little background more so on her family, maybe just a little bit of something, but.
We're talking about the main character they did. Remember when she explained like how she was like when she was coming back to like home? Basically, she sort of like, I'm pretty sure the guy character of the pretty much main character, right? He asked her like what got her back to come to back to New York, and then she was basically saying like, oh, the Christmas times, and then she was breaking down like family situations, like ever since her granny died, is like pretty much the whole Christmas vibe pretty much died down within family. Yeah,
that's true. Maybe some I know we talked about some like flashbacks or something of like her and the granny or maybe something like that just to make it a little
scenery more. Yeah, like rolling down memory lane. Yeah
All
That's what I
right.
got.
We'll go ahead. Let me get Casey Fred in here since he was the other highest. I'm definitely dropping my score.
No,
You go Fred then, because you're the
hey,
voice.
it's that time of the year, man. I just it's Christmas time, man. And this was just one of those good movies. I would say feel good movies. And I just thought it was really cool. I will agree with Amazing. The Pentatonics are very good, very sound. I love that acapella flavor. And I just thought it was really weird because you don't normally have groups that actually get involved with the movie. They sing, they might do the soundtrack, but they were like literally invested in this relationship. And so it was just like the audience was invested, but we were invested. So I really enjoyed it. And like I said, one of the reasons why I gave it a 7.5 is just for the simple fact the you felt like you was rooting for this couple, and especially for him because he had no game. He even had to he even had to get help by the girl when they was over there at the shop. He was like, "Dude, don't you see this girl trying to talk to you? Go back there and get her number and get it right now." And I'm like, "Yo, what's up? What's going on here?" And so he had no game, and so and I just thought that was hilarious. And this dude can really cook. I mean, like he's a chef, man. And he was like, I don't know that many people that really, put their dreams over to the side to be able to go back and take care of their mom, especially for a long period of time. But the simple fact that he did, I thought that was very admirable. And he did that, for family. So you knew he was well centered and everything. Would I recommend this movie? I would definitely recommend this movie. This is one of those, especially after we had the election and all the drama that's been going around and out in the nation. This was a really good movie to be able to watch and have. So I would definitely recommend it to everybody. It wasn't like it was over the top. I didn't feel like it, and it had good music. And a lot of the music, if you didn't know who the Pentatonics was, then you actually felt good about it. It wasn't just
I know either.
Hey, it was a lot of the movies you didn't, they would play the same old music that you've been listening to for 50 years, but they had fresh stuff here. And it was really cool. And like I said, the harmony was just tight. They were right on top of each other, and you could hear that. And so I thought that was really good. What did you think about the plot and storyline? I felt that was good because, like Amazing said, you thought it was going to go with one direction with this guy and stuff. And I mean, because that's what the title was all about, meet me next, Christmas type of thing. But, it wasn't in the cards. And I know they talk about fate, but let's keep it 100. Both of these individuals that end up being with each other had to go through some work. And I mean, literally go through some work. It was more than just fate. They had to put in some work. And while they was putting in some work, they got a chance to be able to know each other and realize that, you know what, not only are we compatible, but honestly, I like you. I accept you for who you are. And that's the beginning. That's like the seeds of love right there. So I thought that was really cool. Some of the scenes that stuck out, I'm sorry, but that contest to win the tickets, that really stood out to me. And his cousin was just off the chain. I mean, and the simple fact that he had been banned and had and his friends had posters of him being banned, and he I was just dying laughing.
Oh, okay, so he read the
Oh, Jack, and he was like, "Well, who was it that got mad and came in second place?" And he was like, "It was me, but I'm still protesting." I'm like, I was just like, "Good grief, this was hilarious." And then, like I said, how he was just like he was gonna make them just the ball of the whole thing, and stuff. And then end up when they did perform, you know, they added extra. And then of course they added that kiss because of the chemistry between the two. And he was like, hey, that had to be real because that wasn't supposed to be what I taught y'all, whatever. And so I just thought he had some serious flavor to it. And of course the Pentatonics, they were just fantastic, fabulous. I mean, if you, like I said, if you hadn't heard them before, I think it's one of those you would have went out and got the soundtrack to them, or at least start listening to their music, because I mean they were really good. And honestly, going back to what Amazing said, I've been knowing the Pentatonics for a very long time and knew they were out there. I just didn't know that they had added another brother, because when they first came out originally, there was only one. And so and I don't know what happened to the other bass guy that was in there or whatever. I don't know really the backstory to that, but it was really cool to be able to see this new group, you know. And I know things change and people change, but it was really cool to be able to see this group and just really blossom. And then, just like I said, to be involved with the storyline and like I said, I just thought it was a great movie. Would I change anything? Actually, I wouldn't. I think it was the right time. It wasn't like the movie was too long. I felt like they hit the key markers as far as getting to know each other and watching these two, Bud, and then, you know, Circumstances. One thing I thought was hilarious to me was they had to face their fears, and old boy had to face his hypes because they was chasing this ticket. And they go up to, what was the 86th floor of this hotel to meet this strange couple. And the dude looked like some vampire or whatever. He says, I'm going to take him out here. And Brother Man looks scared like you would not believe. Like, first of all, I don't believe in hypes. And then I'm out here with this dude that look like he about to suck my blood. I don't know about this. And then, of course, this woman all of a sudden takes Christina and of course is talking to her and ends up giving her a dress, which she ends up wearing the night that all of a sudden they're getting ready to do this. I just thought it was fantastic, and it was just a great build up for the climax, which at the end was them kissing, which is what happened when they was going for trying to win tickets to be able to get them, which they didn't win. They came in second place, but yet at the end of the day, the Pentatonics had their back and brought those two together for the finale. And I just thought that was really cool. And I'm just going to leave it right there. I wouldn't change anything. I would just leave it right there. But 7.5, good movie. Everybody should go see it.
Shout out. We got the high ratings out the way. It's time to get to some hate. Wally, you want to go right now, or you want me?
Oh, no. I think we should start with you because let's just say this. There's going to be a little bit of hate that I got, and then after that, it's just like, I'm going to just punch it as what it was for what it was.
Okay. I got you. I'll throw you the alley hoop in a minute. So I gave it a 6.4. And the reason why I gave it that rating is honestly, I just don't like Christmas movies.
I was going to say, because he's the biggest one.
Well, hey, that you already took mine.
Yeah. It's just... I didn't think this one.
The romance parts I really don't give a rat's.
Yeah, I thought this one was like a. I thought they did their own good spin on a Christmas movie because, you know, it's just the prototype is just so much the same, you know, predictable storyline and stuff like that. They did add some different elements that I did like. So I liked how they had that more urban feel to it. You know, I think they did a good job. That the acting was actually pretty solid on this. I did like the actress Christina Milian and one guy that so I really like the cast on this, but yeah, it's just the typical Christmas movies. I'm not a big fan, and never really heard of what was it, Pentatonics. Thank God. Could imagine listening to this every year. Like, they were very talented, but But all right, so would I recommend this movie? I actually would. I thought it was a solid Christmas movie because, you know, with all the other garbage ones that's out there, I would put this in the forefront of like Christmas movies. So this, I think it was a pretty solid Christmas movie. What did I think about the plot of the storyline? I did like how it started off. I thought it was like better than most Christmas movies because they wasn't too heavy on the humor, even though there was like the funny parts, but it had a pretty good, I said a decent storyline for, you know, what this time of year and stuff like that. Because typically you're watching like Lifetime; those are pretty generic in my eyes. But this one, it has some little more depth to it, so I definitely give them that. I like how the storyline kind of started out where, like, I think Amazing was talking about it, where, you know, they were in the airport and her and that one guy, James, hit it off where, you know, James was spitting that heavy game. He ain't know nothing about no pentatonics. He's like, oh, fill me in. Wow, this is really good. You know, he was lying and stuff. He was like, oh, yeah, you know, it's awesome. What's your number? so they hit it off. The other guy was at the airport too, but she done forgot about him because she was just like, hey, this is my dream guy pretty much. So I like how they kind of started off with that, but you know, throughout the movie, like, and I think Fred, you kind of captured that where they kind of started growing each other. And one of the part, I think the one main character, I did like his character a little bit. But, you know, they had a buff grown man rocking around with some granola in his pocket. So yeah, that kind of irritated me a little bit. grown ass chef making granola for everybody, just walking around with granola in his pocket. But other than that, no, I thought that like that. So that scene stuck out when he had the granola. I was like, man, come on, don't do this to his brother.
You always want to enjoy somebody's snacks.
I mean, granola. Ain't nobody making no granola. He was at the house making cream brulee and stuff like that. So
that was the other thing I was gonna put it up because that's also my very favorite dessert. So they had pentatonics and homemade creme brulee. Oh, I love creme brulee. It's my favorite.
So yeah, he was chefing it up, but all of a sudden he gonna make granola. Like how easy that is. That's what I'm saying. They went a little too far fetched. I did like the one scene when they were in that store trying to get that purse, and that one old lady was like, "What'd she say? He looked like a youth pastor, something like that." I thought that was funny because yeah, he had the plaid on and stuff, so I thought that was pretty funny. And then you know that scene where they were up at that couple's house, I did think that was funny because yeah, my man was like awkward when they was like trying to sense the energy and stuff. So yeah, they definitely went through some stuff to do that movie. So that's what I kind of liked about it. It was like fast paced. There was a lot of different elements to the movie. You know, for the timeline, I didn't think that they crammed too much stuff. It kind of flowed pretty good. So I do give them credit on that. As far as what would I change with the movie, I wouldn't change too much because with me, I thought it flowed pretty nice. Had a decent plot, but it's still a Christmas movie. There ain't too much you can do with those, you know. So, all right, I'll go ahead and toss it over to Wally.
All right, so I gave this movie a 6. Why did I give it a 6? Well, the very first thing, the moment I started this movie that just turned me off is the damn music track. The moment I hear the particular words of "Gay Christmas," I'm like, okay, wait, what? I had to run that back. I was like, what? What am I listening to here? What world? Oh hell no! That was a turn off. I was actually trying to read that was like, okay, what am I about to watch here? Because no, what world? Who allowed this to happen? Who allowed this? Okay, fine. Let me let that go. Coming up in here, let's see what else I want to say here. Like, I pretty much like the plot and the storyline. Pretty much very funny. Pretty decent as usual. Nothing too complex, over the top. The first couple that they met was pretty interesting enough. The one funny part though that I liked was when Christina character ended up talking to the woman, and she ended up mentioning how she ended up breaking up with her ex on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, because when she found out that he was sleeping around with another woman, and I was like, oh, that was just so unbearing, or however she said it. And she said that you don't ever cheat on a woman or break up like during Christmas. You do it after. I'm like, Oh, damn, you're spitting bang. Ain't that something? But I'm like, that was funny because you're actually saying that. I'm like, okay, men, understand what you just heard right now. Woman said this, okay? Understand when you do this, don't ever feel bad. Because a woman said it. The woman said it. Yeah, never feel bad. A woman said it. Well, technically, not after Christmas, after New Year's. Remember, follow up. So after New Year's. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that just for funny. Right? So that was the funny part. I mean, the one thing about this I'll give credit to is like the underlining thing of this. Because if you actually think about it, right, they had to do tasks, right, to get the ticket. Right. And in a way, you can sit here and say, and I know this is gonna sound very mushy. Hey, however you want to look at it.
Just go with it, Wally.
But the underlining viewing of this is basically saying, what are you willing to do for love? Sue me for saying it, I know. But that's pretty much what it is when you look at the task. Because like when you think about everything they had to do, oh, I gotta go meet these people, then I gotta go get a purse. Oh, well, that failed. Okay, I had to do this contest. Oh, that failed. And now I had to do this extra thing. And now it's like, oh, I get the woman. Okay. Take it from there. The other part that I actually liked too was towards like, I think it was like towards the beginning of the movie when she found out that the boyfriend had cheated. Her best friend gave her best game. Basically telling her, you need to stop chasing dudes that you want and start chasing dudes that you actually need. And what was the big thing? She said, basically, what like she pretty much said that. She pretty much gave her that big game right there. And personally, it was the truth because what did she end up getting? The guy that she actually needed. Take it from there. Another big part that I'll say too is, in a lot of ways, between these two, they're pretty much very similar in like just their overall visuals of Christmas and how they take it. Because in a lot of cases, like, I think Christina, she was like, oh, she was trying to get back home for Christmas because of how what it meant to her, and then of course how how Terry was thinking about Christmas overall as well in a similar fashion. Like, and then like when you hear like how Christina was talking about her grandmother passing, and then like how Terry had to leave his career to take over his mother to make sure she's well, and he still stays there because, God forbid, he don't want to see something happen again where, all this, he makes her such a priority. And again, I know someone will be out there and say, he's a mama's boy. Whatever. Someone's going to say that. Right? But overall, it's just those, like, when you get those elements right there between the two, you really see how, like, they really are very connected. And that's what I take from this overall. So, the plot, the storyline really was good for what it is. The scenes, actors, and actresses. Look, the cousin was the biggest comedy of the show. The cousin was the biggest comedy of the show. Like he was the funniest character. It was the funniest one of them all. But I will say too, though, another scene that really stuck out that no one hasn't talked about, right? When the cousin was getting them to choreograph that amongst the second contest. The first one you see Christina's character falls, like swings over, but she runs up falling, and then at the second time, Terry gets hit in the nuts by the knee. I was like, oh, that's just too good. That's too good. That is too good. Overall, though, what would I have changed? What do I have made or changed differently as far as if I was the director or the producer of this show? Or this movie, actually. What would I think of? Honestly, I think, I pretty much add in like just like visual feedback, like, when they're talking about their experiences, like you see the visual feedback of everything they had to do just to give extra context of it all. That's pretty much it. Nothing more, nothing less. And last time I checked, I'm pretty sure he said that he had to go meet up with a nephew, but there was no nephew in this movie. I would actually add that character in. That's pretty much it for me.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll jump into the change the rating scale. So Casey, Fred, we're gonna start with you. You gonna change your score 7.4, 7.4, right?
7.5. And actually, I am going to change it because after listening to you two, I really don't think just because you don't like Christmas movies is a reason for you to lower your score. So I'm going to move it all the way up to an 8. Because honestly, out of all the Christmas stories that are out there, this was really, thank you, amazing. This was refreshing. And like I said, it's a different group, it's a different sound. And the simple fact that they injected themselves into the story, and they was also rooting for this couple, just as the audience was, it just made you, like I said, it was a feel good. Hey, this is the kind of Christmas movies. If we're going to watch anything, this is the kind of Christmas movies we should be watching. So, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and push it all the way up to an 8 because I think this movie was that good. And like I said, I would definitely, you guys all said it. You guys would let everyone, whether it's coworkers, families, friends, whatever, watch this movie. And so if you're going to put it like that and it's a Christmas movie, you got to go ahead and raise it up. Give the flowers while you yet do, baby. Let's go.
All right, amazing.
I'm actually going to go up a little bit also. Because I actually thought, obviously I do really like Pentatonix songs, but I honestly like, they really did, like you had mentioned, just like weaved them into like literally the entire storyline. But I was so caught up in the whole, I guess, like the love story part of it, and I was enjoying the songs, but you're right, they were like along every step of the way, like, who are we rooting for? And then even at the end when they were like, you kind of have like Team James, and then they had, wait, it looks like Teddy likes her. And then, the one's like, well, she has to decide. Let's set this up. I also, like, the more I thought about it as well, it's like, I obviously knew who Pentatonix was, but I do think just think of all the people that had no clue who Pentatonix was, that, like you had said, are probably looking. Well, we know the Grinch probably didn't look them up. But all the people that are probably like interested in them now that maybe just didn't know exactly about them. And again, they're just like so like raw talent with their voices and everything. So and I know Wally mentioned it, but I loved the relationship between Teddy and Jordy. I thought their relationship was like hilarious, and they just had like super great chemistry. Like, it didn't look like a fake relationship. Like, it looked like two legit cousins who were super tight. So I also like that. And like all of the queens, the shows were hilarious. I loved it as well. So I'm gonna go with 8.5.
All right, I'll go, and then I'm gonna kick it over to Wally. So I'm actually gonna go up a little bit to 6.6. I can't go beyond the 7. So I'm gonna go up to a 6.6. And it was amazing. That says something.
But yeah, he's gonna say 6.6.
Yeah, it's not going above that. Damn that. I don't care what speech Fred gives. But no, amazing says something that I was like, I got to bump it up because of that. And it was because of the guy, James. They didn't make him look like a sucker at the end. When he was at the thing, and typically they make the guy like he's all waiting out there. She's got to come break it to him. Oh, well, I found the person I love. He was out there with another shorty. He was like, look, I'm trying to build this roster. One of y'all was going to get on the team. So I like how they made him like super player. Like she said in the beginning, he already had his girl. He was like, look, I'm at this. She's fine. So if it don't work out with this one, I'm setting this other situation up. Then he was at the Pelotonics. It's funny because he was supposed to be here on that same day. So he was kind of grimy. He was like, shoot, I'm going to take my main chick right now. And maybe I'll run into the other one. Who knows? They might have to battle it out for me. So James was super smooth. He was trying to build that roster up. So I like that element.
Hey, I got some pushback because the only reason why you rooted for him is because he has the same name as you.
That too. But
oh man,
I'm just saying though. Nah, he was just like he was going with the flow. When she came up, was like with the flowers and stuff. He's like, he ain't even blow up his spot. He was like, "Hey, I'm here with somebody." He didn't get. He was like, "Oh, keep it pushing." Homegirl came out. He was like, "Hey, you ready?" So he was just smooth, man. I like that. Shit, I might go up to 6.7 because of that. Yeah, I'm going to 6.7.
Hey, yeah.
He gonna ding it right back to 6.5.
But all right, Wally, kicking it over to you.
Lord have mercy. This man said I went a little bit up just because the side character that barely was in the movie, was a pimp.
They didn't play him like a sucker, man. That's big things nowadays because the guys, man, we getting demolished in movies.
No, that's pick and choose, but okay. Where do I go from here? I'm what?
You go up.
I mean, I already told myself I was planning on going up. It is what it is. Honestly,
it was good. Like
let's slow down. It wasn't good. I'm not gonna neglect that. It met what Christmas is, or what Christmas quote unquote supposed to be, quote unquote, at least from a love interest story. But for me, I'm gonna at least hit this at 7. And the only reason I'm only hit this at 7 is because there ain't nobody gonna do all that much just to go for some love. Like, granted, was it nice for how they set it up? Yes, but personally, I ain't going that far. I ain't going.
But he was doing it to save his job, because his job, like, he sucked. Like, even when he met her in the beginning, remember?
What job?
She was like telling him, and he's like Googling, and she's like, "I already did all that, dude." And then he is like, "Okay, Chatty Patty." Like, he was going through all of that because he was trying to save his job. Then,
what was his job?
His job was the concierge. So his job is to find tickets or, like, do tasks for people. But he stuck at it. So he fell in love during that. Like, I don't think otherwise, like.
Well, I don't think so. He fell in love during that because, let's be honest, let's be very mindful. He already set it in stone. He been in love way before that. He was already interested before that. So that's one thing. All I'm saying is, he just wanted to prove a point because he wanted to set the point. He wanted to set the atmosphere. That's all he wanted to do. All I'm saying is I didn't need to do all that just to say something. Like, hey, look, just like how she told you. Hey, look, she liked you. You should just make a move, bro. Make a move. Just make a move. It's just that simple. She was already feeling freak all bullshit.
He was doing the grand gesture.
Oh yeah, he was doing the grand gesture, all right. He was doing the grand
gesture on this.
He was doing the grand gesture, all right. He was going too far. But hey, I guess you can call that the gift that keeps on giving.
Facts.
With that said, personally, I would stay at a 7. But if I had to go past my rating overall, I would have touched an 8. But personally, I'm staying at 7.
The thought was there, though. So in my head, you chose 7.5.
Sure.
You tripping with the 7.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Okay, so 7. Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
Basically, when I said 8, for all y'all romance lovers, y'all will take 8. I'm gonna take 7.
Nah, but definitely check this movie out. I thought it was a pretty good one, and we'll just go around real quick and give the outro. So, Casey, Fred, start with you.
Hey, just want to be able to give a shout out to my Chiefs, who once again they have clinched playoffs. So hey, they about to make their moves. Everyone's getting healthy. Shout out to my boy Pack, who's back in the lineup. Him and Hunt doing some things. We're gonna get ready to start doing our thing and get ready to basically take over. And I still want to say to all the haters out there, 3-peat is coming, baby. So just go ahead and be prepared. This is a great movie. Look at you. This is a great movie. Go out, check it out. And then also, while you're out there checking it out, don't forget, hey, you guys still haven't seen Gladiators 2, but y'all need to go check that out as well. And then I think there was another movie. I think Wicked. Everybody was saying that's pretty good. And then the other movie was I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but it's supposed to be. It's a lot of good ones that are coming out, especially around the holidays. So definitely get with your loved ones and go out and see the movies, man, because that's what it's all about. Some fun and some love, Wally. Gotta get that love in, baby.
All right, let me go to Wally. So, Wally, what's your outro?
Look. Hey, go watch the movie. I know I didn't say this earlier, but yes, I would recommend for all you lovers out there to go watch the movie. I can bypass this. But other than that, hey man, go watch the movie, enjoy it, and hey, I'm there. I'm good.
All right, amazing outro.
I'll give a shout out to Pentatonics. And sorry for all the disrespect. Pelotonics is the Peloton is upstairs. It's Pentatonics.
Same thing.
I think if the Grinch can give you over a 5, it just goes to show everybody will love this movie. It's not typical. Go watch it.
Green eggs and ham.
You can send tickets, and I'll take him with me, and we can make him a true fan.
I think she's talking about you, Jerk.
Yeah, she is.
Jerk, like, look,
So
I come from the hard rock, so you know.
So my outro, Wally asked the important question, and it was like, "What would you do for love?" So my man in this movie, he went through the ends. He was combing through the city with her to find love, but I had to think myself, what would I do for love? And it wouldn't be much. I would have stopped at like the first event. I'm like, hey, look, we couldn't find the tickets. You got to move on. Like, we're done.
Hey, you want to know the other underlining message in this movie is you always got to make everything so special. And they always want the special treatment. Like people.
But amazing. You I know you were. You didn't find no tickets for this?
The only time they were in the area, I was traveling for work.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe next year. Hang in there.
You know what it'll be? If I got the tickets, even because I said I also like Trans-Siberian Orchestra only for Christmas time. I like the Christmas stuff. He'd be like, "Oh, I bet your mom would like to go."
Yeah. Hey, y'all have fun there. Let me know how it ends. Y'all have a great time. Give it a little fist bump. But all right, y'all, keep tuning in. Peace.
Peace.